Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a very short week here at the Dice Tower. We'll be live today and tomorrow, and that is about it, because Wednesday through Friday, we are taking those days off. There will still be some videos going up during that time frame, but it is Thanksgiving here in America, so that's one of the times we take off here at the Dice Tower. Thanksgiving is a thing for sure, because I was just telling someone I have to go out tonight and shop for food. I would normally have food for Thanksgiving, but I spent the weekend marrying off my daughter. So that was a thing. I can't tell you all how much lower stress levels I have right now, because the wedding was in Mobile, Alabama. So we drove up from where we're at, which is about 9 hours, 9.5 maybe, to get there. Saw all my kids. It's good to see all your kids at once, right? Especially when you have 7. That does not happen very often. So that was very, very good to see all of them. And now I have 2 son-in-laws. So yay! That was the weekend. Let's see what people are saying. Good afternoon. How handy are you? Would you be able to make a simple board game table yourself and some friends? I am not particularly handy at my house. Much of the handiwork is done by my wife. Here in the studio, it is done by folks other than myself. I mean, I'm not saying I can't do stuff. I mean, I can follow simple instructions. I know how to build a Calyx bookcase. I read and try to learn things. I'm just not very mechanically inclined, and I would prefer to leave other people to do that if possible. I will say the drive trip was not terrible. My wife has a new car, and having the cruise control that automatically goes the same speed as the car that's in front of you, or when you switch lanes, really makes driving on the highway much, much better. We also listen to Christmas music the whole time. Ho, 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 ho. Tom, did you follow the new games from the Fall Tokyo Game Market 2025? I did not. Folks, I have hundreds of new games on my shelves. If new games are announced and come out, and I'm sure some new stuff was announced at PAX, and I was really involved with the wedding over the weekend, so I didn't see anything from PAX much, or BGG Con, or the Tokyo Game Market. When they show up, they show up. I'll worry about them when they come in. I have my phone on at full volume, and you sound oh so slightly down a tad. Well, let me look at my levels. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Well, now I'm going to sound better. Sorry about that. For some reason, it was coming through my computer again, but that's been fixed. Thanks. My Kickstarter items are out for today. That's right. I need to write an update to tell people that they're out. I don't know. I get a kick out of sending this stuff without telling people, because I think it's a nice surprise for it to show up. What's my favorite thing from this year's Kickstarter? Oh, I like the little, the Cthulhu cat. Stuffed cat. I like that a lot. What do you think of whoopie pies? Meh. I know that Tony and the guys over at the podcast, whose name has just slipped my mind, and now they're going to be sad with me for forgetting the podcast. They love whoopie pies. But whoopie pies are fine. I'll eat one. And I know there's all these different flavored ones, but I'd rather have a Little Debbie's almost. I know that's like anathema, but I don't really eat much of those anyway. That sort of thing. What are you reading nowadays? I just read a book that I really, really enjoyed called Ironbound. So it's in the lit RPG, category, but it's not obvious. Doesn't have numbers shoot up and a bunch of stats being read off. And I was really sad when I finished reading it. I was like, I'm going to read the next book. And the next book hasn't been written. I was like, I'm ready. I've already bought the next book. But I found that to be very enjoyable. Other than that, I paused reading books, and now I'm reading through the Injustice series for DC. So I'm enjoying that. Hey, Tom, I also have a height difference over my dad. Any concern that your son will be taller than you? Well, I mean, I'm not concerned about it. He's hoping to be taller than me. He's very pleased where he's 5'2" and he's 11. So we'll see. He should be tall. It looks he's starting to grow and eat. Finally, the boy ate like a bird. Now he's starting to eat all the time. So we'll see how that goes with things. Check out the FFG In-Flight report when you get a chance. I'll look at that right now. What did they announce? The FFG In-Flight report 2025. Did they do it at PAX? Here's a recap. I'll just look at the recap. Let's see. They're going to be doing it at PAX from now forward. All right. Let's see here. They have new people in charge. Okay. Arkham Horror, the card game. I know they're redoing that, Chapter 2. That Dexter Drake is one of the new starting people in that game. Okay. And a bunch of stuff there. Some new Game-Genic stuff. Marvel Champions. What are they doing with that? Synthesoid Smackdown pack. Okay. Daredevil and Echo and 3 more villains. Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. Shadowland, Elektra, and Iron Fist. All right. Twilight Imperium and Star Wars. So they showed off their new expansion. I didn't know there was that Mandalorian expansion for the deck building game. They did not really promote that much. I'm going to have to hunt that down. Twilight Imperium, Thunder's Edge I have. And a new expansion for Star Wars, the deck building game, is coming out next year. Okay. Board games are in again. They have a director of board games. Cthulhu, Death May Die. Well, they bought them from CMON, right? So the Pledge Manager is going to be reopened with new pledges. And then a Squid Game Zombicide expansion. That doesn't really make any sense, does it? There wasn't any zombies in Squid Game. That's a weird crossover. And Dead Men Tales from Zombicide, a new core box. Okay. Then the Vault series, where they're going to do hard and out-of-print games, also known as whatever we feel like sticking in there. Star Wars Unlimited. That's their big thing. Why not? Lawless Time is coming in March 13th. I'm excited about any more Star Wars Unlimited. There's new sets. They're showing off some of the cards from that. And then Game-Genic comes off and shows some more pre-constructed decks. Oh, and they show their upcoming sets. A Lawless Time in March. The new Twin Suns format, I guess they're going to be showing it off in the spring. Ashes of the Empire in July, and Homeworlds in November 2026. This is great for me. I'm thrilled with this because that's 3 expansions next year. I was thinking about this the other day because I got the new expansion and I need to go sort all that out. But I'm very okay if they stopped right now. I have a ton of cards to mess with. 3 more sets, that's even more stuff. On a personal level, I never worry about CCGs staying in print or not. I'll get every character I've ever wanted. Okay, well, there we went. We went through the Final Fantasy In-Flight report. Has the Dice Tower considered a goodie bag for Dice Tower West similar to East? We don't really have an East goodie bag that I know of. We had a bag, but we don't put goodies in it. I'm confused what you're talking about. There's not been really a goodie bag. Doesn't West give a bag out too? I think there's a bag given out at both cons. We can't really do goodie bags because they take so much time and effort to fill. There used to be a day. There used to be a day back in the day where you went to Gen Con and Origins and every attendee got a bag full of stuff. It takes thousands of things to put in those bags. You have to get those thousand things from companies, which is money from somewhere. It also involves people packing those bags. People don't appreciate those bags very much. Some people say, everyone's like, oh, we like them and all. We found that it's messy. I'm not really planning to do goodie bags. There might be a few small things, but not much more than that. Of all the recent reprints, which game were you the most excited to see come back into print with a new version? Well, I'm just going to let that one hang for a bit because I'm going to be doing a list of my 10 favorite reprints that came out this year. And I'll talk about that during the Winter Spectacular, which is just a couple weeks away. Actually, it starts 2 weeks from today. Top 3 moments you are comfortable sharing from the wedding. Well, seeing my daughter for the first time, in her wedding dress was cool. Seeing all my kids and grandkids together was pretty fantastic. And the third one, I don't know. Me, my son, and my father. A picture of us together. I like that. Tom, do you like Jasogi as I am? I don't understand that question, but I just was in a review of it, so you can go see my opinions on it. What are your Thanksgiving plans? I'm doing a very small Thanksgiving because of the wedding last week. That was a lot of planning, and so I told everyone Thanksgiving will be much smaller. I'm making many fewer dishes. I'm going to do some stuff. I'm going to do a fun mac and cheese and cranberry sauce, and I'm not even frying turkeys this year. Last week was very tiring, and so having 2 weeks like that in a row, I think it's okay if I don't put out my big Thanksgiving effort that I often would. Would you be offended if I go as you for Halloween? I would not be offended. I just don't think anyone would know who you were. When playing Ostia, do you like playing with the Merchant and Patronus expansions or just the base game? Merchant and Patronus expansion, Ostia. The Merchant has good ships and adds a new town and private gold card. Variables helps patrons who build their business connection. Have I played either of these? I played the Pirates one, right? I am not 100% sure if I played with them or not. Are they little expansions? I know I did the Pirates one, I think. I always forget the names of expansions because they're not very memorable. But I like playing at base. Besides the spectaculars, will we see more Jason Levine in the game machine? If you want to see Jason, just come on out on the cruise. It's I don't know if tickets are still available for the cruise. If they are about to close down because the cruise is just a bit away, but you should come. I really appreciate your Jaded video. I didn't know you were a Christian. I'm also a Christian. How do you balance your Christian values with some of the dark or even satanic themes of some games? That's a much longer question, which I'm not going to answer here. I will say that we did do a podcast called The Dice Steeple, which I believe you can still find online, and there's a lot of talk about that, even though I'm not in most of the episodes. But I will do another talk on there at some point about that. Did you guys play at the wedding? I at night in the hotel, I played some solo games and I played a couple small games with the kids. Very, very briefly though. We didn't have a lot of time to do much more than that. What is your must-have for Thanksgiving dinner? You mean besides turkey? I mean, turkey is the number one must-have. But after that, cranberry sauce? I really like cranberry sauce. I'm looking for my next big campaign game. I played Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, Lord of the Rings, Tainted Grail. Well, then you should play Rove. Go check out our review. We just reviewed it. Rove, R-O-V-E. To be fair, there weren't any zombies in Monty Python either. Yeah, well, I wasn't promoting that one also. It's still not clear for me. Do you prefer Magical Athlete, Hot Streak, or Ready, Set, Bet? Comparing all three of those games. Well, you know what? There's only one way you're going to find that out. In January, we'll do our top 100 games of all time. Will any of those games be in the top 100? If so, which one will be the highest? For Hot Streak and Magical Athlete, you'll probably learn a little bit more about those in our Christmas Spectacular. Do you ever deal with burnout? Hey, I actually literally did a video on this called Jaded. It's called Jaded. Check it out in the channel. I talk a little bit about it there. Pie. Yes, actually, our church is doing a Pie and Praise night tomorrow night, Tuesday. So tonight I'm going to go head over to Farmer Joe's and some other places, see what I can find pie-wise, because I'm not making any pies. But if I can find a good lemon meringue pie. My sweets, I only eat sweets. I'm working on thinning down here, folks, for sure. And so I'm being very cautious on what I eat, and I'm walking more and things like that. But I eat one dessert a week, and last week that dessert was wedding cake. This week it will be pie, and a piece of lemon meringue pie sounds that like it's going to be, that's what it is. Congrats on your daughter's wedding. How many people do you expect for the Dice Tower cruise? I don't know. I think there's like 700 people signed up right now, something like that. Glad you had a great weekend. Are you running directly from wedding to Thanksgiving, then Christmas? Do you ever think you'll be on speaking terms with downtime again? Well, probably not. But I mean, there's going to be downtime. Like Wednesday, I don't feel like Wednesday I'm going to be cooking some stuff and preparing it for Thanksgiving. But Wednesday will be some nice downtime, I think. Sam Haley did a Hot Ones challenge yesterday while playing Scoville. Have you ever done the Hot Ones challenge? Would you? Would the crew? Well, I think Z and Camilla and Mike did it at AirCon last year. You'd have to really talk me into Hot Ones challenge. Don't get me wrong. I love hot sauce. And on our trip, I just bought several hot sauces. I bought one in a beef jerky store in Pensacola. I bought a couple at Buc-ee's when I was going through Buc-ee's, and I bought a couple at Busy Bee, another place I never heard of. It was like discount Buc-ee's. And I'm always looking for hot sauces, so I got several more hot sauces. But I buy flavorful hot sauces now. I do not particularly buy super hot sauces. I might do it, but you'd have to really talk me into it. You gave the Assia Pirates a 6.5. Okay, then that's the one I played. I thought it was fine. I thought it added a lot. I don't know about the other expansions. Do you record statistics for your games played? How often do you go a full day without playing a game? Well, there's a lot of times I go a full day without playing a game. But now ask me how many times I've gone a full week without playing a game. I can't even remember. But anyway, do I record statistics? Not as of such. I do go write down my ratings of games instantly after playing them and keep track of if I've reviewed them or not and my ratings of games, but that's about the extent of it. Have you watched K-pop Demon Hunters? I have not. Do you ever get nostalgic for Korea? Oh, for sure. I loved Korea. So what do you think you miss most? The people and the food, for sure. Is Cat in a Box still your favorite trick-taking game? I'm not sure it ever was my favorite trick-taking game. I like it a lot, but I don't think it was my favorite trick-taking game. When is the top 10 of 2025 coming out? And which games do you think the people are going to choose? That's right. We need to set up for the people to vote. I think that's almost ready to go. Keep an eye on our Facebook group. We'll announce it very soon, where you will be able to go and vote on the people's choice for the top games. And that's coming out, again, 2 weeks, not from today, but 2 weeks from today, the Winter Spectacular starts. And we're going to have lots of top 10s. We're going to give you our top 10 games of the year. All of us here at the Dice Tower. And more. We're going to have special guests, which I'll announce soon. We're going to be playing several games. I'm going to be giving spin-off top 10 lists, my favorite expansions, my favorite party games, etc., etc., etc. There'll be lots of stuff. We're going to cover that in detail. Do you think there's a game replacing what Captain Sonar was doing? Is it still the best in its genre? Oh, that's interesting. It still might be the best in its genre. We'll have to see. Piero says, no question, but I saw BG gave an 8 to Behind. Glad you like it. Actually, that was one of the games that I just played at the when I went to the wedding, because this is one that you can set up. Me and my daughter played it first. We and my wife, the three of us played it. Then the second one I played the second and third I played by myself, because I got up earlier than everyone else. And then I liked the second one so much, I gave it to my daughter and said, now I gave it to my daughters and said, you guys play it. And they enjoyed it also. Pierre, by the way, email me. I have a question for you. We missed the Dice Tower Hammer. Is there a chance for it to make a mini comeback for your solo reviews? You never know. I miss Bong Bong from Korea. I'm not even sure what that is. Who from the Dice Tower will be at Dice Tower West? This will be my first Dice Tower convention. I'm super excited. We are super excited to meet you. Speaking of conventions, folks, right now, you should sign up for Dice Tower East. The registration's live in Orlando. It's going to be fantastic. And you can still sign up for Dice Tower West in Vegas. They're both wide open. Also, keep your hats on. I got something else up my sleeve that I will be announcing in a few weeks. Maybe at the Winter Spectacular. That would be a good place to announce it. Yes, it would. But meanwhile, come on out and join us. But who's going to be at Dice Tower West? It will be pretty much everybody from here. So, Zeke, Camilla, Mike, Chris, Wendy, myself, Joey, Emery. Those are folks I know will be there for sure. We'll see who else will be there. But those I can say will be there for sure. It's that grape drink with pulp. I don't remember a grape drink with pulp. Sorry. You're talking about aloe? Because I love aloe. Let's see here. How are you liking the Florida West Coast? I really love it here. I am having the time of my life in this area. It is fantastic. I have an amazing game group here. I love the weather here. I love the area. I mean, we are now in what everyone says is the worst time of traffic. And if this is the worst traffic, then may God have mercy on the poor folks who live in Fort Myers if they ever go anywhere else, because the traffic here is fine. 75 can get caught up. You know what? I don't have to ever take it. So, what's my favorite mechanism in board games? There's a list. We did a top 10 on this. We'll probably do one in the future. I don't necessarily have one off the top of my head that's my favorite. What do you think about cruises' environmental impacts? This feels like you're trying to lead me here to make some sort of statement. I don't know anything about them. That's my answer. It's similar to aloe. Okay, well, if it's similar to aloe, I like it. I just played Above and Below Haunted for the first time this weekend. Are there other Red Raven games that I love as much as I did this one? If you like Above and Below Haunted, I would recommend Near and Far. Near and Far is my favorite of that particular series. I've not played Above and Below Haunted, but it's very similar to Above and Below. But Near and Far is a lot of fun. What are the best one versus many games? I'm not sure if we've done a top 10 list on this. I feel like we have. If we haven't, we will do one at some point because there's enough out there now. The only problem with doing this kind of list is I don't know that there would be a lot of differential between if we had 3 different people doing it. I am caught up on question. I'm just not getting a ton of questions today. Well, I will just, let's see. Let's talk about what's coming out this week. I'm doing 42 games in 18 minutes. We're reviewing Wandering Galaxy. Me and Z are reviewing Storybook. Storyfold. I'm getting the name mixed up. We have a lot of little reviews. Our top 5 hot takes from Essen. We'll be posting that this week. So there's a bunch of stuff here. How often do I play 4, 5, or 6 hour games? Not very often. To play that long in a row, it just doesn't happen very often. I play other games instead. I already talked about book recommendation. What excites you the most in the board game industry for 2026? In the board game industry, I'm always interested to see how things are going to shape up. We're definitely going through a stage of upheaval right now in the industry, for better or for worse. I'm curious where the chips will land. I'm seeing a lot of companies do a lot of great things. Some companies are not. I think we're gonna. I don't know. I mean, we're gonna do a predictions video during the Winter Spectacular, which I've not worked on at all yet, but I will do that, and I'll answer more of that there then. Blue Monday for me here. Not sure if you have such a saying. I get it. I am never, ever once, for me, and this is just me, I'm not speaking for the Dice Tower, just me, I'm never upset about coming to work on Mondays. I always have a lot to do. It's fun. It's interesting. I'm just having a terrific time. So Mondays, I don't have such a thing. Storyfold. I know some of my favorite online game stores have been out of stock on a lot of titles. This is a tariff thing. It might be, but I would imagine it's more that there is just a gazillion games out there. So companies don't know how many of a game to print. So it's hard to have them in stock, you know. You can only have a certain breadth of stock. And that's a problem. There's only so many SKUs you can have. And when there are thousands of games, can you imagine being a local game store right now? What games should they get in their store? There's so many. And people aren't going to come in and then they don't buy it. You just lost money. So it's kind of a tough thing. Update on the Chief. The Chief, last I heard, was actually part of a Vrogo tournament. So Vrogo is a lot like pool, but it's played in 4 dimensions. So with this, instead of using a stick to hit the ball, you are shooting a gun at the ball from outside this arena. So the arena looks like a 3D cube, but you're also looking at it past, present, future. And so you were going to shoot the ball, you're going to shoot your gun at the ball, and then that ball is going to move. Now you can curve it a little bit in time to go to the past, curve it to go in the future, but you can't control time too much, which is not necessarily random, but it's a little bit of the edge of the game, and the best players know how to manipulate the time in that regard. And then you're bouncing it around. You are trying to hit one of 2 different chartreuse balls, or if you can get 4 balls to line up in a row, you will deduct 6 points from your opponent's score. And well, I'm saying some of the more exciting rules. There's a lot more rules to it other than that. So he is one of the best players of this I've ever seen. So I think he's entering that right now. Is a special announcement I alluded to in relation to Dice Tower West? No. Do you have a favorite Star Wars novel series? Well, sure. Timothy Zahn's trilogy is the best Star Wars trilogy. The Thrawn trilogy is the best Star Wars series I've ever read. And I've read many of the series. I haven't read anything even close to those. That's my favorite. I like them. I like the collections of short stories, Tales from Jabba's Palace, Tales from the Cantina, Tales of the Bounty Hunters. I like those. I honestly haven't read a lot of new stuff. I read the whole Invasion and Jason Solo going bad, and that series was just such whiplash. I didn't particularly like it, and not for the reason that people were upset that Chewbacca died. I didn't think that was that big of a deal. And no, that's not a spoiler. He died. Or he didn't die because because Disney said those books don't count anymore. So he's alive. Hooray. Anyway, but I didn't mind that series conceptually, but I thought that the bad guys in it they were just gross. It just was a constant bad stuff happening with very little glory moments. They built Anakin Skywalker up to be this, or Anakin Solo, sorry, to be this huge deal. And that middle book was such a gut punch to me. I almost quit the series then. I went through the series, finished through it. It's hard keeping track of it. They brought in all these characters. The Jedi weren't very Jedi-ish. It just wasn't very Star Wars-ish to me. And then when it was done, I thought the ending of it was very meh. And so I didn't follow then Jason and Jada and all that stuff. I just kind of fell off the Star Wars train. So, do you agree that Stuffer's stuffing is the only one worth making for Thanksgiving? I would not agree on that. I have a different stuffing that I use. And then I add my own stuff to it anyway. How much time you generally add when doing a first-time playthrough to a game after receiving it? I don't know what you mean by that. Are you saying How long does it take me to play a game? Who knows? If I'm really excited, I might play it that day. But if I'm not excited at all, it could take a really long time. Do you have any tips for expanding a small weekly public board game group? Advertising, go around and tell people about it. That's the best way, I would think. Are there going to be new History of the Dice Tower videos anytime soon? That is a good question. When was the last one? History of the Dice Tower. Looks like 2 years ago, maybe? $2022. So if I did one now, it'd be 23, 24, and 25. Add 3 more years next year? Maybe. Thanks for an idea I just had. Okay, where am I at here? Any Black Friday deals you're looking forward to this year? I haven't looked at that at all. I briefly considered getting some fireworks for New Year's Eve, but the deal wasn't good enough. I'm gaming on Black Friday. That's what I do on Black Friday. I have a game day here. If you're in the greater Florida area and you want to come, let me know, like ASAP. But other than that, I don't really shop during that time. I get stuff when I need to. I don't hunt down Black Friday deals. Did the shift in board game production due to tariffs actually happen? If so, are things going back to the way they were before? I know it took a while for games to come. How much has it affected the year, the quality of games? It's really hard to tell. I don't know all those things. I know you could talk to publishers and they'd all tell you different, you get different stories from everybody, but I don't know. Would you consider starting sci-fi RPG episodes? Oh, it's possible. Right now we're doing Pirates, and it's a lot of fun. So when Pirates over, we'll see. Most surprising game in 2025? Oh, can't spoil that list. That's another list we're doing in 2 weeks at the Winter Spectacular. Our top 10 surprises. That will be the first one we do that Monday. I already have my top 10 list for that put together, although something could jump in the way and take its spot. What is your favorite Martin Wallace game? Well, I don't know. Let's look it up. Martin Wallace. Advanced search on Board Game Geek for Martin Wallace. We'll do a search here. And, I know what it's not. Brass Birmingham. Let's see. Railways of the World is currently winning, although Glenn Drover did half of that. Wildlands. I would put Wildlands above that. So I'm going to say Wildlands, but let's keep going. There's more Wildlands. Wildlands. Yep, looks like it is Wildlands for me. That's my favorite Martin Wallace game. All right. Well, that was easier than I thought. Yep, there's a reason Thrawn is one of the few carryovers after the books were tossed. Oh, I know. One of the best villains ever in sci-fi. He's in my top 10 villains, top 5 probably. Mike says, I think I've read every Star Wars book up to the Yuzhan Vong. That's her name. I never remember what it is. And I'm with you. I think I liked, some of the books were fun. The Courtship of Princess Leia was fun. Some of the books were dreadful. The Black Fleet was horrific. Yeah. Imagine a space train in the Star Wars universe. Hey, if the idea of a space train interests you, then someone was asking earlier for a book recommendation. Here you go, Quadrail. This is written by Timothy Zahn. It's a series that he did. And imagine a train that runs from
planet to planet through like these weird hyperspace tunnels. And there is a noir detective on board this train. There's murder, intrigue, not quite zombies, but close. And that is all I'll tell you. And it is an amazing series with each book has a good ending to it, but it's a series because it keeps going. And the final book ties up everything in an absolutely fantastic way. Sorry, what I meant, is there a rule of thumb to what you add to a time to play when doing your first playthrough to teach? Oh, I don't know. I always add more time than is necessary. 50% maybe to what the box says. I bought my first board game in another language. I speak some French, but I'm not fluent. Any tips? I tend to be the teacher. It's Citadels. Well, I mean, wait. Do you speak English? Why would you buy a French version? I mean, because there's French in the cards. If it's just the rules, you can find English rules for a game online. But if there's stuff on the cards, it's very tricky. I almost straight up won't do that anymore just because there's so much work involved with it. Do you see yourself continuing this channel in the next 10 or 20 years? Well, in 10 years, I'll be 59, so yes. In 20 years, I'll be 69. I don't know. We'll see. Top 10 subtle games? Maybe. Do you still play I Am Done with Jimmy? I've not. Most of our games we've been playing lately have been abstract strategy. He really likes that genre, so I've been playing a ton with him. I know one of the last videos of the year is bloopers. Yes, if you send a funny blooper, send it to chris@dicetower.com. But I need to put that up. Thank you. Hello from Chile. Any new songs added to the Christmas playlist this year? I actually added several, and I'm actually going to be deleting several songs from my Christmas playlist. If you want to see it, it's just called Vasel's Christmas. And I got some songs on there that are like kid songs, like My Little Pony Christmas song, whatever. Those are all going to be deleted. But of new ones, I added almost everything, frankly, from the new Pentatonics. It looks like I've added 54 new songs. So, and they're just all different things here. From various things. I listen to all the new, I go through a playlist. I look for playlists on Spotify. I have new Christmas music for 2025. And I listen to a lot of it and just add it to my, if it catches my ear, I add it to the list. Yeah, this is a very, very long list. How many songs do I have on it? 735. Yeah, but there is some stupidity on here, like I said, with some My Little Pony and some other stuff. Some of those I'm going to go through and delete. But the rest of it, I don't have a lot of songs with the same name. So if you're listening to it in, you're like, oh, I'm getting tired of hearing the Christmas song. I have very few of those on my list. Anyway, I don't really care if people like my list or not. I made it for me. What about a top 10 where games are random and the person gives what category to be at that number? I don't understand that at all. Is there any myths or folklore sort of things you believe in? So I think what you're asking is like, do I believe Bigfoot is real? It is hard for me at this point to believe in any of these myths and legends that supposedly exist in a world that no one has seen them. No one has had you watch some of these documentaries, you come out, you're like, it's real. It's definitely real. I don't know. I mean, everyone has a digital camera now. You're telling me no one got the Loch Ness Monster. And unfortunately, we've passed that time now because people can get pictures now from AI. So I'll never know if someone actually took a picture or not. The new in-canon Thrawn Zahn trilogy books are very enjoyable. I'll have to go check them out. Hi from Quebec. Are you bored from two-player versions of games? I'm not bored of that concept necessarily. I think it's an easy one that publishers are trying to do, right? I'm not bored of it. It's fine. Again, there's so many games out there. Games I'm interested in, there's a lot of them. What is the reason that you cover limited quantity Kickstarter games that might not be readily available, but not some of the self-published games on GameCrafter that are always available? Availability doesn't really come into our effect when we review games. I get that it's not cool when we review a game and then you can't get it. That's not fun. But I don't have time to check on that and how available is it. You can still get it through the secondhand market if you really want to. So if a game's amazing, so be it. We just review the games that we get. We talk about them. I don't review GameCrafter games because I have to put some sort of limit on what we review. Limited and availability, I can't tell. I don't know what that's like. It might be there 1 minute and gone the next. Some of the games that we're reviewing from Essen, they're hard to get right now, or what have you. There are games we review, they're out of print, or what have you. But I can tell something comes from GameCrafter. And I want to be really careful here. I like GameCrafter. I think they're a great company. They do a great job. You want to self-publish your game, they're there. You want to make a fantastic prototype, GameCrafter is where it's at. But GameCrafter has no throttle on it. If you want to get a game published from the publisher, you have to convince at least the publisher that game is good. GameCrafter, you don't have to do anything. If we said we were going to review GameCrafter games, we'd open the gate to just playing thousands and thousands of games. We cannot review the published games that come out over the course of a year. We're not even close to that. We are overwhelmed with just hundreds and hundreds of games that come out consistently. We haven't got to all the hot games from Essen yet. Essen's been over a month, and we still have tons of games that we haven't played from there that we're going to try to get to at some point. We just don't have the time to get to that. Adding GameCrafter to the mix will be a huge issue. You say, well, then cut Kickstarter. Well, no, we don't want to. You know, there's a lot of fun and great Kickstarter games that come out, so that's why. Who's doing the decoration? Is it Wendy? You mean the decoration for the Christmas thing that we did, the 12 games? Yes, that was Wendy. What are the scariest ocean water animals if you don't believe in cryptids? Oh, well, I mean, those giant squid seem kind of scary. Sharks are scary. I don't know. I mean, to me, anything in the water is scary because I'm in their environment. You know, that's why that stuff would scare me, all of it, I think. Just saw the 10 review. It was not clear to me if you folks think that the deluxe version was better than the retail one. Do you think it makes sense to search for deluxe bigger box? No, just get the normal box. You'll be fine. Am I the only one who's still high on Scythe? I doubt it. Scythe is a good game. A little question because you talked about AI. In the U.S., do you have games illustrated with AI in the U.S. and people are okay with it? Well, I don't want to get too much into the AI debate because people take this very, very seriously. I will say that AI in board games is a bigger issue than outside of board gamings. In other industries that I've been in, I've talked to people about AI art, and they're kind of mind blown that anyone's upset with it. I'm not taking a stance here. I'm just saying in board gaming, it's a much, much bigger hot topic. Now, I think it's going to get into board gaming whether people like it or not. It's going to happen. Games with AI artwork are harder to tell at this point, and it's going to get harder every year. So are people okay with it? A lot of people say they aren't, but I don't know how much that affects sales. So that was a very much of a non-answer. I don't know. Do you think board game matches coverage can get massive appeal? No, I don't think so. I mean, if you think about it, poker has the best chance of that. And lots of people don't watch poker. It's just not happening. I mean, they watch poker, but not nearly as much as they watch everything. Chess has had this chance for a long time. No, it's not going to get massive appeal. Maybe RPGs, but that would be the extent of it. Some fun games are educational, but have you found an educational game that's fun? Sure. I mean, that's pretty much everything Genius Games makes. Is this the last question? It is not. But I did catch up on questions again. Let me quick go back and see if I missed any. Nope, I caught up on questions. All right. Well, it's time to talk more about other stuff then. We're getting together our theming and everything for our Game Found, which will be launching in January. So, hope to have you guys in for the ride of that one. I'm still yawning a bit because yesterday it was a very draining weekend, and I apologize for that. Are you playing any video games? I was playing Borderlands 4 for a while, but I've run out of time to play that, so I haven't played it for a bit. I play Wordle almost every day. That's not a video game, but I want to get my mind active, and I also like playing Connections. Have you all found a church? Yes, we go to Buckingham Baptist Church. Do you think they'll make some new expansion mascots for Hot Streak? I don't know. It would be hard to fit an expansion into Hot Streak. It would be hard to throw some sort of expansion in there because there only is 4 slots on that track. It's made so well connected. I mean, maybe they'll pull it off. I don't know. I'm debating getting Candyland for my 3-year-old daughter. No, go ahead and play it with her. She'll have a great time. Metroid Prime 4 comes out next week. Well, I haven't played any of the Metroids Prime, so I don't know. Did you play 3 Witches? I don't think so. Do you have Christmas decoration plans for the new house? Yeah, I actually bought a cool decoration and a couple ornaments on this past trip. But yeah, my kids decorate the house, so it won't be that big of a deal. I told the kids this year, we have in our lanai in the backyard, I want that to be more decorated than the front of the house. I don't care if the front of our house is decorated. Not that many people drive by our street anyway. But if it's in a lanai, I can go out there and enjoy the Christmas decorations myself. Any top 10s to look forward to? Well, yes, it's all end of year stuff. So we have a top 10 coming out next week, which we'll announce when it comes out. Also next week, we're going to be doing voting on the best board game covers of 2025. So that'll be fun. We have a new voting system we're going to be trying to use, which I think is going to be neat and smooth. And then at the following after that, it's all top 10s. Oh, also next week, I am going to be doing my top 10 games from 2024 revisited. Has anything changed? And the answer is, yeah, it has. Some, you'll see. So that's what you can avoid too. How to avoid biased reviews or reviewers. You just got to learn to review, man. I'm not going to sit here and tell you a list of reviewers who are biased. We all have our own biases, right? Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can put everything in and say, I am as unbiased as they come. We try to be, and you can be like, well, be clear about your biases. People have biases they don't even know they have. You know, your bias, you might be biased for or against a designer or a publisher. You might be biased for or against a certain theme. You might be biased by the people. There's a lot of biases, but hopefully you can tell from the reviewer, especially if they have a body of work, if they're being honest about what they say. I don't care about bias. I care about honesty. If you're honest, your biases will be more open and laid bare, I think. How many total games will we play in the Winter Spectacular? Like 14 maybe? Something like that. Best Thanksgiving appetizer? Pickled eggs. How do you think tariffs will impact your Game Found for next year? Well, I hope they don't. Please back it. How hard is it to find a Santa hat for the giant skeleton Joey bought for the studio? Joey wouldn't have bought a giant skeleton. Where would he have stored it? I would have seen it by now. Speaking of Wordle and connections, you play the free New York Times daily games too. I go through them, but those are the two I like the best. I got the app for my iPad, and those two I'll play every day. The other ones, I started playing that mini crossword puzzle that you just see how fast you can get it done. So if anyone wants to join as a friend and see if you can do faster than me, I like that. I don't know if I'm fast or not. It took like 2 minutes, so that's probably slow. Are we doing our top 100 soon? January. It's already on my schedule. Do I think my number one will change? We'll see. I'll tell you this. I try not to think about my top 100 all the time. When I get to make time to make the top 100, I'm going to make it. I'm going to put it together. And then I look at last year's top 100. I mean, obviously, I know some stuff, especially in the top ones. But I put it together, then I compare it to last year. Did you see a remastered Final Fantasy Tactics came out a couple months ago? I did. And I haven't downloaded yet. It's my favorite video game, Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't know why I need the new one. I was hoping there'd be more content in it. I don't know. Why can't they just make a sequel? Just make a sequel. Not the stupid Game Boy Advance one. Will there be another live tournament style vote anytime soon? Yep, Wednesday. So Wednesday morning is now going to be a new live show every Wednesday morning, or at least most Wednesdays, not this week because of Thanksgiving. But our Wednesday morning show will either be the RPG, which we're going through, or something else. So sometimes it will be voting, which it will be this coming Wednesday. But sometimes it'll be hot takes. I definitely have a lot of hot takes from y'all. I have enough for at least 2 full episodes of hot takes. So I appreciate that. There's a game that was a 3-in-1 D&D theme game that looked like they were in book format. Nope, I don't know what you're talking about. What's the expected schedule for between Christmas and New Year's? We usually take Christmas week off, so there won't be many live streams that week. Sorry. Hey, a super chat from Uber MX. TRO Lore. We'd be celebrating 2030 Thanksgiving with the Chief on Friday, or was that 3 weeks ago? No, we already celebrated that years ago, so sorry. When a game does not give you material to track core, how do you prefer to track it? App or third party? Oh, do you mean points? If a game doesn't give me a way to track points or as stuff, like if I'm playing a Magic the Gathering, I just use bits and bobs that I have. And if a game wants me to keep points, I usually use an app on the phone for that. Do you prefer co-op games where all players take their turn together, or when it alternates, first player enemy, second player enemy? No, I like when the good guys go, then the bad guy goes, I think. People were asking if I played a lot of games. I just assume no. You can always see if I played a game or not by going to Board Game Geek and see if I rated it. If I haven't rated it, I haven't played it. Tom, you used to be a teacher. How did you handle being drowned in grading? I don't know. I just graded stuff as fast as I could. I taught math, though. Math isn't so hard to grade compared to English. If I was going to buy Challengers for the first time, would I start with the original or get Beach Cup? I guess Beach Cup. They're both fine. Well, it looks like I've caught up on questions again. So you know what? I have a lot to do before Thanksgiving, so I'll end a few minutes early. We got more live stuff coming your way tomorrow, but not much. There's not a lot. And like I said, there's still going to be videos this week, but not as many. Then next week is a full week of videos, and then the week after that is the Winter Spectacular. Then the week after that will be more of a normal week. Then the week after that, you won't see us because of Christmas. And then the week after that, it's a new year. So lots of stuff heading your way. I didn't say thank you to some folks for backing us in GameFound. I'd like to do that now if I could. I want to say thank you to Martin and the Monkey Pirates. Milena, Charlene, and Evie, to Jamie Stegmeyer, to Janice Gist, to Josh Franklin, to Jana's boyfriend, an online gamer but plays board games with me to make me happy. You are amazing. To Luke Nelson, to Vlad and Kate from Montreal, Canada, to Graham, Julie, Haley, and Isaiah from Mississauga, Canada, to Ricky Ridiculous Stribel, to Scott Mocker, Dario Costa, and Amy Gilmore. Thank you all very, very much. And thank you all, guys, for watching. Thanks for joining me. I will see you all, I guess, soon or not. Sign up for one of our conventions. They are super fun. See y'all later. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.